Oh, we're live. What is up, TCS? Oh, we don't got that many people in here. What is up, girl?
What up,
High
guys?
five.
You guys are early, so you get the special prize.
You get the special treatment. You get to see us first. That's a prize, right? First.
Oh,
You get to see this duo first. What you got? Oh, I'm not eating those, girl. I don't know. I don't trust it. What's up? That's not true. What up, everyone? Welcome to TCS. Come on in.
Come back.
Come on in. We're going to start picking people to play the game today.
So if you want to play the game,
if you want to play the game,
sit down. If you want to play, you have to.
You have to sit down first.
Yeah.
You can't
totally.
just come up here. If you want to play the
animals.
game, take a seat and raise your hand. We're going to bring 8 people up to the stage.
Are we starting to pick now?
8 people. Let's wait like, I don't know, 1 more minute because the crowd is not hopping right now.
A lot of people, and there's maybe 4. So you guys can put your hands down.
Raise your hand if you, I don't know, went trick-or-treating last night.
Raise your hand if you brushed your teeth this morning.
Raise your hand if you brought us candy. Did anyone bring us candy?
So all of you should go home.
Get your candy, and then come back.
She brought candy, that's right.
Oh, she did. She's definitely playing the game tonight. What is up, TCS? Come on in and take a seat.
In, guys.
We are going to kick off the night with a game called Coneheads.
My personal favorite.
It's Coneheads. What up?
Yep.
What up? What up? Candy, if you win the game.
Oh.
We'll see.
Yeah. So
to play in the game, you have to be in your seat.
Does anybody have a good joke?
Anyone got a good joke? No?
Anybody have a good joke?
What?
What's your joke?
You want to play the game?
Hold on, we have somebody.
Hold on, we have a joke. Hold the phone. We have a joke.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Broken pencil.
Broken pencil. Who?
Never mind, it's pointless.
It's pointless.
That was good.
Okay, we're gonna call up
All right, we need
8
some
people.
volunteers for
So
the
raise
game.
your hand if you want to play this game. Raise your hand. You gotta pick a partner.
Yeah.
Okay, you 2 boys right there. Come on. You 2 girls. Come on. That's 4. Did she get?
Yeah, you too.
How many do we got? Here we go. Keep them. I'm busy. I'm busy. Come on up.
Yeah, come on in, guys.
Come on up.
Wait, how many do we have?
We
so
have
far?
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a lot.
You
more
2,
than
you
8.
gotta go down. Next time. Next time. Okay, here we go. Coneheads. This is the game.
Yeah, come on in.
One of you are gonna be the cone, and the other is gonna be the tosser. So pick who's gonna do what. If you're the cone, you can go ahead and grab the cone. You're gonna place the cone on your head like this.
Yeah.
And if you're the tosser, you're going to toss the ring at
You're
your
gonna try and,
partners, and you gotta try to catch it.
Oh.
Did I get it? Let's go.
Oh,
Did I get it?
No.
Did I get it? Here we go.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't get it.
All of them.
I need all these rings back. Okay. So, can you hand me that? Thank you.
Then we
So,
have 2 teams going, or 2 teams at a
everyone-
time, right?
Yep. Here we go. So if you're a cone for your team, you're going to come over here. You're going to stand cones only. Cones only on this side. If you're the ring tosser, you're going to come right here. Okay, here we go. This might be a little far. Cones, take a step in. Right there. Can we get the countdown?
Yeah.
Where's the countdown? I got no countdown. Here we go. We got 30 seconds. The team to get the most rings on their cone stays in the game.
Yep.
Everyone else must go. Ready?
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Toss those cones.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh, we
they
got
got
one
one.
on the
They
pink
got one
team.
too.
Oh, one over
Come
there.
get more. Come
Here
get
we
the
go.
rings back. Get the rings back.
Here we go. You got 10 seconds. 10
Hurry up,
seconds.
10 seconds. That's a lot of
We
time.
got 2 cones. 3 for the white team. 3 for the white team and time.
Oh.
Okay, the white team. That's what's up, white team. What's your name?
Well, that
Jace.
What's your name?
Alex.
Jason, Alex are the winners. Everyone else can take a consolation candy, and we need 6 more people, so
Yeah.
raise your hand.
You,
Cameron, one piece, take it.
you come up. You come up.
Hurry up.
Some people on this side. Yeah. Sophia, come on. Broncos
no.
jersey, you know it. We beat the Chiefs.
She's already picking.
You in the black hoodie, you can come up. And how many is that?
Here we go. We need 3 more teams to try to beat Jason, Alex.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Jace, get your rings, Jace.
How many?
Get your rings. Let's go.
How many is this?
One partner grabs the cone,
Not yet.
and one partner grabs the ring. Are you guys partners?
Wait, we have an extra player. So
Cones on this side.
one too
Rings
many.
on this side. Here we go. Line it up. Cones on this side. Alex, did you forget? Come on, girl, over here. You got to pick. Okay, here we go. I think they're ready now.
Okay.
Are you ready? Wait.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
3, 2, 1, go.
30 seconds. Let's.
Oh, they already got one. They just
Oh,
did it.
coming in strong. What? Everyone has
Oh, they
2
have
cones
2.
over here. The reigning
They have
champs.
2.
2 rings over
Someone
here.
grab the rings.
Here you go.
Oh, they
9,
have 3 now.
8, 7, 6, 5,
2.
4.
Oh, they have 4.
3,
They got them all already.
2. Oh, they got all 4. Jason, Alex again. Okay, re-rack your cones, friends, and put them back down in the center of the stage. If you lost, you can grab a candy.
Are we grabbing more people?
We're going to do one more round.
All right, we need one more round.
What's up,
We need-
TCS? We need
6 more people.
6 more people. 6 more people.
No, you
Get
can
a candy.
Yeah, you can come up.
That's okay. You can put it down there.
Wait, Marlon, you can come up. I don't know where he went.
6 more people.
Up.
I don't respond to that behavior.
You can come up.
I don't respond well to that behavior. Are you 2 a team? Who's going to be cone head? Okay, grab your cone. Okay, you got pink. Are you 2 partners? Okay, who's going to be the cone head? Okay, cone head, grab your cone. Let's go. How did we get too many people again?
I don't know. I only picked 6.
Okay, here we go. Last round. Cones on this side.
Oh,
I don't know what happened here, but we got another group.
6, so
I don't know who these people are, but 5,
have the imaginary
4,
cone.
3,
There you ring.
2, 1. Let's go. Who's going to win? The winner of this
They
round
have
gets
one.
the
They have one.
entire bucket of candy.
They have 2. No, you have to keep it on your head.
Pink and white. Pink and white.
3.
Here we go. Oh, white team.
Oh,
Oh, you only got 3.
they have 3 too.
3 to 3.
got 4. They got
4. Defeated. Defeated.
Crazy.
The pink team won. The pink team won. Here we go. Everyone gets a piece of candy. Everyone gets a piece of candy. No. We got a lot of time. We're going to do one more round between
Marlon
Jason, Alex,
and the girl that just played but couldn't come back.
and
We're gonna
the
do
pink
it.
team and Marlon.
Yeah.
And so
You
it's
only
going to be
come
a
up if you get picked.
3-way competition. Here we go.
Yeah.
The winner takes the whole box
Wait,
of
are
candy.
they still in?
Yep, they're still in. Here we go.
We're good.
3 groups. 3 groups. Here's your other. You guys are very quiet out there.
Yeah,
Can we
cheer
get
for your
some noise
friend.
from the audience? Let's see, what team are you guys rooting for? We got the white team, the pink team, and the blue team.
Yeah, blue!
Here we go. One
3,
last round. Winner
2,
takes all the
1, go! Keep the cone on your head.
Oh, you cannot remove the cone from your head. Here, we're not doing too well. Oh, we got one for
They
the
have
white
2.
team. One for the white team. Oh, that
got it
popped off. That's
and lost
unfortunate.
it.
Here we go. Still the
Oh,
white
they have
team.
one.
The white team is still winning.
You have to get all of them.
Oh, the blue team. Here we go. The pink team's got one.
They got 4.
Oh, let's go. They did it again. Jason, Alex. That's okay. You can still have a piece of candy. Oh, he doesn't eat candy. Here we go. Is this everybody? Here we go. Everybody? That's you guys. Split it up. Okay, we'll take these. Let's thank all of our Conehead contestants. They did. Stand up if you think they did a great job. Everyone, stand up. Clap for them. Let's go. They did a great job. They were so awesome. They were so awesome. Okay, I think Cameron has to tell you guys about a couple things.
Yeah, we have some
listen
announcements for you guys. First thing, how many of you guys know of summer camp?
Woo!
And how many of you guys are high schoolers? Woo! If you're a high schooler and you haven't signed up for summer camp, you are now on a wait list because high school camp is full.
High school camp is full, but don't worry, you still have time to get on the wait list.
Yes.
Don't wait too long.
There's a ton
Sign
of
up
time.
now.
Camp isn't until June, and we're still in 2023, so yeah.
It's okay, we still got time.
But if you're in middle school, that isn't full yet, so make sure you get signed up. It'll be the best week of your life. Trust.
So fun, so fun. What else do we have, Cameron?
This isn't too soon, but One Night is coming up. How many of you guys love One Night?
Woo!
Yeah. So that's not until December, so make sure you keep an eye out for that because that's going to be a ton of fun. So yeah.
December 6th.
December 6th, be there.
Start thinking about who you're going to invite and keep your eyes peeled for some awesome promos that Trey's been working on.
There may or may not be a dunk tank.
Let's give it up for Trey. Can everyone just clap for Trey? He doesn't get enough recognition. Let's just clap for Trey. Clap for Trey. He's been working so hard. Wait. Let's clap for Jeff, too. Look, there's Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
He's bald.
There
Let's
he is
clap
back
for
there.
Jeff. Yes. Who else should we clap for?
Give it up for Fran.
Oh. And Cameron. Oh, yeah, rock on. Okay, listen up. If you are a new student or you brought a new student, we want to spend a little time with you over there. The door is open. I think
someone
that's
waving.
Kathleen and Kaylee
Back
over
by the
there waving their
comments.
hands. I'm going to go down there and give you a high five, and Cameron's going to close us out, okay? So new students, if you brought a new student, come on over here.
Brought a new friend, make sure you guys head over there. We're about to go into some worship.
Look at me, Jeff. I'm running. I'm running,
go
Jeff.
into worship and the message. So make sure that you guys are locked in. If you have to go to the bathroom, go now because we don't want you leaving in the middle of the service because we have a good word for you today. And we want you guys to all be tuned in. So yeah, I think that's all we have. So yeah, enjoy your time and make good choices.
Nobody wants to give me a high five. I ran for this.
Guess what? The 5-minute timer is about to start, and you know what that means? You need to get up now and go to the bathroom because once service starts, you're gonna have to hold it, man. A couple of bathroom rules. You should be going to the bathroom by yourself, only one person per stall, and hurry up and get back in here before you miss out on all the good stuff happening on stage. Boom. Now I gotta go.
Hey, you need to respect people, okay? You know what respect stands for? It stands for respect everybody so people engage correctly tonight, all right? So make sure you are checking in, you're not distracting people, you're not on your phones, you're not on your AirPods. Yes, before this shot, I had to think through how to spell respect, but it's okay. We are on stage, we're trying to make this the best experience for you, so why don't you try to make it the best experience for those around you? Hey, respect the people, the places, the leaders, and the things. Be good.
stand together and worship. We're so thankful that we can trust in God's word. Let's put our hands together. Come on. Let's sing your word. And your word is a lamp unto my feet. And your way It's a narrow road that leads to life, but I wanna be on it. It's a narrow road, but the mercy's wide, 'cause you're good on your promise. Let me hear you, come on. I'll take you at your word. If you said it, I'll believe it. I've seen how good it works. If you started, you'll complete it. I'll take you at your word. You spoke, come on. And you spoke, and the chaos fell in line. And I know, 'cause I've seen it in my life. It's a narrow road that leads to life, but I wanna be on it, yeah. It's a narrow road, but the tide is wide, 'cause you're part of the waters. I'll take you at your word. If you said it, I'll believe it. I've seen how good it works. If you started, you'll complete it. I'll take you at your word. If you said it, I'll believe it. I've seen how good it works. If you started, you'll complete it. I'll take you at your word. Let's sing these words together, come on. And you said your love would never give up, and you said your grace is always enough, and you said your heart would never forget or forsake me, yeah. And you said I'm saved, and you called me yours, and you said my future's full of your hope, and you never fail, so I know that you'll never fail me. And you said your love would never give up, and you said your grace is always enough, and you said your heart would never forget or forsake me. And you said I'm saved, you said I'm saved, you called me yours, and you said my future's full of your hope, and you'll never fail, so I know that you'll never fail me. Take you at your word. You said it, I'll believe it. I've seen how good it works. If you started, you'll complete it. I'll take you at your word. You said it, I'll believe it. I've seen how good it works. If you started, you'll complete it. I'll take you at your word. Oh, you're faithful with your promises. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'll take you at your word. Oh, yeah. Let's put our hands together for Jesus in this place. Come on, let me hear you guys. We're so thankful that He's our foundation, that we can rest on Him. Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand when everything around me is shaking. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. 'Cause He's So why would he fail now? He won't. And I've still got joy in chaos. I've got peace that makes no sense. So I won't be going under. I'm not held by my own strength, 'cause I built my life on Jesus. 'Cause he's never let me down. He's faithful in every season. So why would he fail now? He won't. He won't. He won't fail. He won't fail. He won't hurt foundation. The rock on which I stand when everything around me is shaking. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. He's never let me down. He's faithful through generations. So why would he fail now? He won't. He won't. He won't fail. He won't fail. He won't. He won't fail. He won't fail. Rain came, wind blew, my house was built on you. And I'm safe with you. I'm gonna make it through. Rain came, wind blew, my house was built on you. And I'm safe with you. I'm gonna make it through. I'm gonna make it through. I'm standing strong on you. I'm gonna make it through. My house is built on you. Christ is my firm foundation. The rock on which I stand when everything around me is shaking. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. 'Cause he's never let me down. He's faithful through generations. So why would he fail now? He won't. He won't. He won't fail. He won't fail. He won't.
Thank you guys so much for worshiping with us. You guys can go ahead and take your seats.
I was all trying to be serious, like up here, and I glance up and I catch that clip of Emerson. And then like you see him snap and then you see him go. And that's like my favorite part of the whole thing. So, hey, we are so glad you guys are here tonight. Welcome to TCS Wednesday. How y'all feeling? All right. Little ones, 6th, 7th graders, how y'all feeling down here? Seniors, how you guys feeling back in the back? None of y'all paying attention? That's great. Love it. 8th graders, how y'all doing? There's my boys. We look like we got a small group. That's okay. You're probably sitting down there going, Robert, you're welcoming people. You're saying hi to people. What's this little wooden man next to you? Thank you for asking. It's a little odd, but this dude's heavy too. Like things like solid wood. But this is actually, a lot of people are like, it's Jesus. It's not, actually. And I've had this sitting around the venue, and every time somebody sees it, like, what is that? I'm like, well, hold on. Just wait till tonight, all right? But this is actually the doorstop to my bedroom door. Random, I know. You're like, why does it? We'll get there. But seriously, why do you have to have a doorstop? First and foremost, I have 2 cats, okay? And they like to go in and out of our room in the middle of the night chasing each other, which is fine, but they like to also shut doors. I don't know why. Our little one will jump up and push the door shut, and then once they shut the door, they get upset they can't get out. And I'm like, well, if you didn't shut it, you could get out. But, you know, cats aren't the smartest. So so we had to find something to hold our door open. So this is our doorstop. But this is actually Peter. So this is Peter from the Bible. Now, there is a reason why I brought this today. Not just because it's my doorstop. It's kind of like show and tell, all right? This is show and tell time. This is something that I grew up with in my childhood, okay? So this is random because I used to go to my grandparents' house, and this was a statue that my grandparents had. They had 2 of them. There was Peter and there was Paul. And they had these sitting by their door out front. They also had this wicker duck basket. Not biblical at all, like Peter and Paul, but it would hold like these like squishy, what do you call those, stress balls? And my brother and I would just throw them around the house all the time. But these were also sitting there, and we would notice them. So what I did was when all my grandparents passed, I told my parents, I said, hey, I want one of those statues. Because I was in Bible college at the time. I was like, it's a really cool story because they were over in the Mediterranean on a cruise. They were doing a walkthrough of all the places Paul in the Bible went through. They were going to Ephesus and all these different places, and they bought these statues. So I grew up hearing those stories and hearing about my grandparents, so I was like, I want one of those statues. I asked my dad today, who has the Paul one, because in all honesty, I want them both. And he goes, I don't know. I was like, great, cool. So nobody cares about this but me, all right? We're just going to forget about my grandparents. It's okay. I'm just kidding. We're not. But for real, you're probably thinking, well, Robert, what does that have to do with today? Well, here's the thing. I don't know how many of you have grandparents who are still alive. I personally have lost all 4 of mine. So I have lost both grandparents on my mom's side and both grandparents on my dad's side. I'm at that age. It's weird. Actually, I lost them in high school, but I'm at that age where like family members are getting older, and it's crazy. So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about this message, and I was thinking about the memories that I have with my grandparents. Does anybody have, I'm not going to ask you to share it, but like, can you off the top of your head think of one of those memories that you have with your grandparent? How many of you have memories with a grandparent? Okay, good. So you'll understand this. I remember years and years growing up at Christmas, going over to the house that held Peter and Paul, going over to my grandparents' house, and I remember at Christmas time, my grandmother, and I'm going to use the words we use. You're going to be like, why are you calling them that? That's what we call them. Kaylee always makes fun of me, my wife, because she's like, why do you call her grandmother? It sounds so official. I'm like, yeah, well, she was an official lady, all right? So I went over to, and grandmother would be playing the piano, and we would all be singing Christmas carols. That's something I remember being at my grandparents' house. I also remember growing up listening to a guy named Dave Niehaus announcing the Mariners games while we watched on TV and watched Edgar Martinez and Ichiro and Brett Boone. We watched all those guys play with my papa, my grandpa. I remember that. I grew up, and those are my memories I have with him. I also remember cleaning out his car and finding like a 7-week-old chicken wing in there. But those are also the memories I have. But I also remember my grandma every single Christmas, when she stopped being able to drive, would send me or my brother, or usually me and my brother, to get her a Starbucks on Christmas. And I still go to Starbucks every Christmas. Kaylee's like,
The first time I did it when we were married, she was like, why do you do this? And I explained it to her. So now every Christmas I go get drink orders for my whole family, and I go get Starbucks, because every Christmas my grandma would send us for a grande, non-fat, extra hot latte, double cupped with 2 sweetened lows. Bryce, my guy. It's one of my boys. He's like, bro, sit down. Bryce, it's okay. There it is. Simon saved it. Bryce, we'll talk about this in group. Simon! What is happening? This has been acting up all night. Technical difficulties, all right. But I remember going with all these memories with my grandparents, right? But I also remember the first time my grandpa, when I was in high school, fell and broke his hip, and he got put in the hospital, and I had just started dating a girl at that time. And I was like, man, Grandpa's not going to get to meet my girlfriend. So I remember taking a photo of her and showing him in the hospital of my first girlfriend. And I remember we were talking about her, and he would just give me advice of like how to treat this girl. And he would just tell me all about these things. And then I also remember my grandma, when she stopped driving was when I just started driving. And I remember driving her around, and she would give me little lessons. Like she would talk to me. I already have my license, but she would still try to teach me these things of, hey, you need to do this, or hey, you need to do this. I'm like, oh, thanks, Grandma. This is much better than when Grandpa takes me and he falls asleep. It's okay. But I also remember sitting around with my grandmother and granddad, because they had been pastors at a church for years and years and years. And I remember sitting around and talking with them about ministry, and learning about all their cruises, and going through Bible commentaries that are on their shelves, and looking at their really old school Bibles, and going to church services with them, and Christmas Eve services with them, and going to all these different things. I remember those moments of getting to talk with my grandparents. And I hold all these memories in a special place because I don't have them anymore. Because I still have letters they've written me and books on a shelf at home, and anytime I come to them, I read them, because I want to be reminded of them. I have a very specific letter that was written to me when I turned 13. By my grandma, and I read it every time I see it. And it just like people who are older than you. So keep that in mind. So we're in this Young and Restless series, and we're going to learn about a king today who was 8 years old. 8 years. He was leading a whole nation. So I'm excited to jump into that, but before I jump into that, I do want to reference something. We actually have a podcast coming out tomorrow that is going to kind of go along with this series, but it's also not going to go along with this series. It's called Chasing Timothy, where we're going to be diving through the book of Timothy. We're going to be breaking it down by chapters. Timothy was a very young leader in the church, so we're talking about what Timothy learned from Paul. So we've got, I got to host it, which means I didn't get to talk much, and I got to just ask the questions, which was fun, but we also had Sarah up there. We also had Ben, one of our drummers and one of our social media guys. And then we also had our Midtown pastor, Derek, who you guys know because he's spoken. So that first episode comes out tomorrow. So you will not want to miss that. But let's first jump into the reign of King Josiah. All right, you ready for this? This comes from 2 King, Old Testament book 22, verses 1 through 2. You ready for this? Josiah was 8 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 31 years. His mother's name was Jedediah, daughter of Adiah. She was from Bozkath. This is the important part right here. You ready? He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord and followed completely in the ways of his father David, not turning aside to the right or to the left. Here we are, introduced to Josiah, an 8-year-old king. He was the king from the age of 8 to 39 when he died on the battlefield. This guy went through it. And what's crazier than that he was an 8-year-old king is one of the most significant moments in Israel's history happened while he was king. You see, his reign was marked by the finding of the book of the Deuteronomy, which I know if you're a history buff, you're going to love it, but if not, it's going to get a little boring. But the book of the Deuteronomy had been lost for centuries. It had been a scriptural reference for them, but they didn't know where the physical book was. And he found it during his reign, and by finding that book, he brought Israel back into a relationship with God, back into worship. They were not meeting like this. He found this book, and then everybody's like, we got to come back to church! And they all like flooded in. And so he brought them back into that relationship with God. But the thing is Josiah didn't wake up when he turned 8 years old and go, well, you know what? Today's the day. I'm going to lead them back to God. That's not how Josiah woke up. This is something that he knew he had been preparing for because, see, Josiah was born into a kingly family. He knew that when a relative died, whoever it was, he would be taking the throne next. He knew that he was next in line. You see this in 2 Kings 22:2. Look at this. He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord and followed completely in the ways of his father David. He followed the most notable king in Israel's history, David. He followed him. He listened to the things that he was doing. He watched him as a ruler. You see, kings in Israel, this was a new thing for them. Israel went to God and said, hey, God, can we get a ruler, like a king down here to lead us? And God looks at them and he goes, guys, I'm your ruler. Like, I've been ruling you for centuries and you've been fine. Why do you need a king? They said, nah, we're good. We need a king. So God said, all right, I guess we'll give you a king. So they gave him kings, and there were mostly bad kings, but there were a few good kings. David and Josiah were two of them. But see, no matter who you are, what you do in life, but as a Christ follower, as somebody who calls himself a Christian, God is actually calling you to observe. God is calling you to observe the generations before you. God is calling you to watch those who walk in the faith ahead of you. God is calling you to listen to their stories, to watch their actions, to follow in their footsteps. And I hate to say it, but guys, you don't know everything. I know that's hard for your generation to hear, and I'm sorry if it offends you, but if it offends you, you probably need to listen even more. But you don't know everything, nor are you ever going to know everything. But I can tell you right now that there are people, parents, grandparents, teachers, coaches, mentors, small group leaders who know way more than you because they've lived way more life than you. They've lived those years. They've been through literally what you've been through. And I don't know what it is. I probably did it as a younger generation too. But I don't know what it is, but we like to look at those elderly figures, those older people, and we go, you don't get it. You don't know. I don't need to listen to you. Okay, back to Josiah. We're going to get to that in a minute, but back to Josiah. You see, he wasn't just learning because he wanted to be a good king. He wasn't just learning for that moment. You see, with Josiah, the important thing is it's not what he had to pass on, but it's what the next generation picked up. Josiah knew that David had wisdom for him to pick up. And Josiah also lived his life knowing somebody's going to take this throne after me. Somebody's going to pick up what I'm leaving. Man, I better get my stuff together. I better help Israel because I want to be looked at like David. I don't want to be looked at like these other guys. Look at this. This is towards the end of his life. It's actually the death of Josiah. We're going to jump to that. Josiah's servants found his body in a chariot. He was slain on the battlefield in Megiddo, from Megiddo to Jerusalem, and they buried him in his own tomb. And the people of the land took Jehoahaz, son of Josiah. They anointed him, and they made him king in place of his father. You see, generation after generation, we're called to pass on what we've learned. We're called to learn from the elders that come before us, and we're called to pass that on to the younger that come behind us. Many of you already do this every Sunday serving in Kids Crossing. You're hopefully taking the wisdom you learned from those who are older than you in life and passing it on to these sometimes babies, infants, first graders, second graders, third graders, whatever they are. You're already doing it, and I love that. But there's also some of us sitting here thinking today, well, Robert, I'm never going to be a king. Why do I need to learn from people? I'm never going to be the president. I get it. Some of you, I know you're not going to be the president. And let's be real. Like, to be honest, who really wants to be the president? Like, I don't feel like anybody really wants to. Maybe they do, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. I would never want that position. But I think some of you guys are also sitting thinking, but the older generation, they don't get it. They don't know me and they don't know my situation. I think you'd be surprised. I think you'd be surprised because I think sometimes we look, as teenagers, we look at the elders in our life and we think that they have nothing for us because they lived at a different time, in a different place, or in a different culture. But the crazy part is that they still lived through uncertainty, They still lived through frustration. They still lived through celebration. They still lived through confusion and pain, just like you. And they've made it farther than you. They've made it past all of that. Maybe sometimes we just need to acknowledge that somebody might be able to teach us something. See, God is calling you to observe. Observe their success. Observe their failures. Observe the celebration. Observe the heartbreak. Observe it all. You see, I love this story about Josiah. He was the 8-year-old king. But the thing is his observations didn't start when he was king. See, it started earlier. For you, it starts now. If you're not already observing, tonight's the night. Start learning. Start watching. Start listening. Because Josiah acknowledged that he had to follow in the footsteps of somebody. You are going to follow in the footsteps of somebody no matter what you want to do or who you are. You're going to follow in somebody's footsteps. But whose are they? That's the real question. So I think Josiah asked himself a few questions. He asked this first. What are you trying to find an answer to? Before you can observe anything, before you can find somebody to observe, before you can listen to the elders in your life, you have to figure out, what am I looking for? Is it advice on what your future life could be? Is it dating advice? Is it school advice? Is it sports advice? I don't know. For David, he knew that he was following in a kingly line, so he needed advice on how to rule the throne. He knew that that was a spot that he was going to be in. Think about the course of your life leading up to now and where you want it to go in the future. What do you need answers to? But then you have to ask yourself the second question. Who do you know that has been there? Who do you know that has gone through that? You see, for me, one of those people for me was a guy named Ryan Reed. When I first started wanting to go into ministry, it was my senior year of high school. I was like, you know what? I think that's what God's calling me to. And he's the reason I went into ministry. He was my youth pastor at the time. And I looked at him and I saw what he was doing with these students, and I saw the fun that he had and the joy that he had, and really the joy he had being in the midst of all these hard times in middle school and high schoolers' lives. Man, he walked with me through some stuff, but he loved doing it. And I said, man, God, if you can use him to do that, could you use me to do that? Maybe that's what I need to do. So when I decided that, my first step was to go ask him, hey, man, how do I do this? How do I go be you? How do I go be a pastor? How do I go make an impact in somebody's life? I knew what I wanted an answer for, so I found the person that has been through it. But then this is the most important one. Are they wise and godly elders? Are they wise and godly? You can't just take, are they a wise elder? Hold on, pump the brakes. We learned about this already. There's worldly wisdom and there's godly wisdom. They have to be wise in the ways of God. Are they wise and godly? Because you got to look at this. Remember Jehoahaz took Josiah's throne? Watch this. Look at this. This is the next few verses. Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he became king. He reigned in Jerusalem 3 months. Made it 3 months, guys. His mother's name was Hamutal, daughter of Jeremiah. She was from Libnah. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, just as his predecessors had done. Remember I said there were mostly bad kings and a few good kings? Well, we know that Josiah was a good king. We know that Josiah did what was right in the eyes of the Lord. We already learned that. But before Josiah, there was a guy named Manasseh, king of Judah. Scripture says, did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Good job. Ammon, king of Judah, did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Hezekiah, king of Judah, he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord. There we go. We're getting there. Hoshea, the last king of Israel, did evil in the eyes of the Lord. And that's just a few. You see, Jehoahaz has had many, many kings to learn from, just like Josiah did. Josiah chose the wise and godly to follow. He didn't choose the ones who failed, who couldn't get it right. You can see a pattern in somebody's life. You see if they're doing the good things, the good examples, the godly things, and you can see if they're doing the bad things. And they're failing in the eyes of God. Who do you want advice from? When you're looking at those who have been through life, who do you want the answers from? Do you want the answers from somebody who's on God's path or the world's path? Do you want answers from someone who is in God's word? Are they in community with believers? Are they actually somebody you want to be like in the future? Because that's a huge piece of it. I remember those stories about my grandparents because I remember that they would go to church every Sunday, that we would go to Christmas Eve services together. Man, they had midnight Christmas Eve services. Mom, I'm sure you're watching right now. Most boring services in the world, all right? They had an organ. I was a drummer in high school. I was like, what is happening? But I loved it. I love thinking back on those things. I remember reading scripture with them. I remember finding their Bibles after they had passed and flipping through them. I remember hearing stories about how they raised my mom and my dad and my billions of aunts and uncles and now zillions of cousins. I remember all of those things. Why? Because they were following in God's path and they were leading the good example for me. And they're part of the reason that I'm here today. Those are the elders you want to find in your life. Those are the people that you want to follow and learn from. Because remember, you can learn something. If you think you're not going to learn anything from anybody, it's going to be a rough life if you think you know it all. God is calling you to observe. So who are you observing? Would you guys pray with me tonight? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for, these students. These students who decided to come here on a Wednesday, yeah, sure to hang out with friends, yeah, sure to grab some pizza, yeah, sure to listen to some music. But Lord, ultimately, I think at the root of it, a lot of them come back because they've already recognized that they can learn something from these leaders here, that they can learn something from you on a Wednesday night at the crossing. So God, I pray that you would amplify that. I pray that these students who are looking for answers would find them. I pray that these students who are maybe now just for the first time saying, man, I need a godly example in my life. Lord, I pray that tonight they could find them. God, I pray that the conversation after this about the people they're following and the idols that they have and the people that they look up to, Lord, would you bless it? Would you bring answers to them? Would you bring a path to them? Would you bring people, older people who have gone through what they've gone through, people who have experienced what they've experienced, people who can speak life and wisdom into these students, Lord, would you bless that? Because that's ultimately why we're here today. It's the reason I'm here today, from my grandparents to Ryan. And it's the reason why I stand up here and I show up every Wednesday. Because, Lord, I believe that this generation that's sitting in this audience, Lord, has something to give to the church and your kingdom. And, oh my gosh, I just want to be around to see it happen. I know they're crazy. God, you've been with me every moment. You know they're crazy. But, God, these kids are amazing. I love them, and I know you love them. So, God, I pray that we can lead them well. God, that's my prayer. In your name, amen.
I will live for the moments where I'm still in your presence. All noise dies down. Lord, speak to me now. You have all my attention. I will linger and listen. I can't miss a thing. Lord, I know my heart wants more. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deep. there is no hesitation. In your love and affection, it's the sweetest of all. Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Oh, 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 open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do what only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do it only you can. Jesus, have your way in me now. I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart to you now. So do it only you can. Whoa, Jesus, have your way in me now. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven.
God, we thank you for tonight. We thank you that, Lord, heaven has touched earth here tonight. So we thank you for that. And everybody said, amen. All right, why don't you grab a seat real quick before we go to small groups. As you guys are sitting, just a couple reminders. We got a podcast coming out tomorrow, Chasing Timothy, episode 1. It's going to be exciting. We're talking about Paul and Timothy and how Paul spoke into Timothy's life as one of his elders, so it is perfectly timed. And then also, as Fran and Cameron talked about, high school camp is full. If you still want to go, make sure you get on the wait list. If you are not on the wait list, when we get new spots, you will still not get a spot. Okay? Wait list has to happen. Middle schoolers, if you are not signed up, sign up because things will go fast. All right? Man, Bryce. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, let's send to small groups. It is not the last Wednesday of the month. So let me send 6th grade. Get out of here. As always, go first. And 7th grade, why don't you guys also go while they are going? Ben, you know we go last because you got to go with me. Bruh. Man, just grow up. You could go with 7th grade, maybe. Just kidding. Cole, sit down. All right, 6th and 7th grade. We're going to skip 8th grade. We're going to go to 9th grade. 9th grade, get out of here. 8th grade girls, feel free to leave. You know, Cole and Ben are just booing me, so I'm going to make it even worse. Tyler, why don't you take your boys? Tyler, take your boys. Hey, if you are new or don't know where you're going, Kaylee, where are you at? Kaylee is in the back waving a sheet of paper that has all the names of leaders and locations. So if you don't know where you're going, please find her. Is it just us 3? Hey, Tyler, we're joining you. Go. Go with Tyler. I'll be there in a minute. All right, who do I got left? Let's go juniors. Get out of here. Wait, you are in here, though. I guess spread out or go somewhere. Nick and Dwight are going to be with Kevin's group. Come on, bro. If Xavier can hit my hand. What? They're down? You're not a Rangers fan. Quit being fake. You hate the Red Sox. That's who you should be hating if you're a Yankees fan. Sit down, though, because Yankees, they get a seated view for the World Series this year. Seniors, get out of here. Oh, wait. You're 10th grade? 10th grade, get out of here, too. 10th grade girls in Fran and Alyssa's group. Why don't you come up here real quick? I know. Get out of here. Everybody else, get out of here. 10th grade girls, come up here real quick. Go. 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 If you are still in here, please just go to group. 10th grade girls, 10th grade girls. Do you boys need to know where to go? Okay. I was just wondering why you're standing around. I do that with Thea.